we finally got the 5.0 to start. You got me on Instagram, you already seen that. I mean, I post a lot of stuff to Instagram probably before I post it here. Don't know why, I just do. I got a surprise for y'all too. So before I start the 50, I'm gonna show you guys what I did. So I was doing some work for people on their car, and I just happened to find out about this car. I don't normally work on other people's car because I just don't like the hassle. But this time I was working on somebody else's car, and they end up having something that I wasn't necessarily interested in, but it looked similar to my first car, so I bought it. Here we go. Yeah, so that's what it looked like. I mean, it's more damaged on the opposite side. I'm gonna show you guys the opposite side. Way more damaged on the opposite side. So that's the damage with that side. I really didn't care. For the price that I got the car for, it was super duper cheap. Yeah, and I'm just show you. I would show you why I bought this car. This car is pretty fast. So the thing is, when I get in, I gotta hop over the seat just to get in as tall as I fucking am. Right. Prop the camera right there for a minute. When I start the car, it makes the most craziest noise that I've heard from a car. Yeah, it's really a finesse thing with the key. Hear that? It's like really squeaky. It's hot as hell outside today. Whew. But this thing is fast, man. Got like, I want to say 160 on the dash. Yeah, and it pulls pretty hard to be as old as it is, man. Let's get it out here on the road, see what it's gonna do. This thing is pretty quick. Yeah, I can say out of all my cars right now that I've driven, that this is most definitely the fastest one. The fastest one. Had to pick up something to drink. Yeah, this car don't even got a backup camera. It's kind of old. But new old. Yeah. But it's pretty quick though. I like how fast it is. But I feel as though muscle cars is my thing. I like muscle cars. I'm not totally in love with it. It's just something for right now. Since I'm really not driving my other cars, it's just something for right now. Like, I don't hate it. Because my first car was an Acura Vigor, which was I'm not gonna say the fastest car, but because it was a stick shift, my first car was a stick shift. Because it was a stick shift, it was fun. That car, I always loved driving that car. I used to just burn rubber in that car all day because I never could afford the proper tires. I had like trash tires. My tires were so trash, it was like ridiculous. So I always had ball tires on that car, but like it never had traction. So I really never knew the car like full potential, and then always had mechanical issues. So at that time, I really didn't know too much about cars. That was my first car. Yeah, and pretty sad. I don't know. Kind of miss that car sometimes, but this car reminds me a lot of that car. Wait, you know what I'm saying? Cause I've never been in a fast car. I'm gonna stop saying fast. I've never been in fast to me, but probably slow to y'all. We in two different worlds. You know, opposed to people who driving Corvettes, opposed to people who driving those Lancers, opposed to people who driving Evos, whatever. By the way, those are beautiful cars. They a lot faster. My car, not that fast, man. Really not that fast. But I don't hate my car. But we did get the 50 started, so. She don't like these cars being loud like that. When she used to have a car back in the day, just like it. But, yeah, man.
Quit starting that bitch ass car up if it don't move.
It's my mom's junior. Yep. Yeah, I was happy to get that car started, man. I did a lot to get the car started. I never had to really pay that much just to get a car started. It was crazy because just to put a cold air intake on there, I spent about 500 bucks. Yeah, from the cold air intake being, I don't recommend it. You know what I'm saying? You guys who are out there with your stock air boxes, that's cool. Stay with your stock air box, man. But there ain't no stock air box over here. I went and got, I thought about doing turbo, but I'm not the best mechanic in the world, so I don't know how to really install a turbo or put a tune, or I really didn't want to be out of a shit ton of money, but that might be my next thing I might be doing to that car, is trying to turbo it once I get it up and running smoothly. Yeah, I spent a lot trying to get that up and running. Ended up having a lot of issues. Once I finally got the cold air intake installed, it was running rich. I was waiting on the part. Like I said in my previous videos, I was waiting on parts. Parts probably came in, wasn't the right parts. I needed an adapter, wasn't the right adapter. So we went through all that. Finally found a sensor to make the car work and not run as rich as it was running, because it was like a real pure, not, I'm gonna say richy smell, whatever, I don't know the term, but yeah, you can smell it, and it was crazy because it was knocking me out. I go in the garage, start the car, and I'm like, when I come out, so I was telling people I was high, and they was believing it too, because the way that the fumes from the car and stuff like that was getting, because right now I don't have the exhaust, so it's just running without the exhaust. That's why it's so loud. Yeah, once I did that, the car, it wouldn't start previously before that, so it had an issue with the solenoid, so I had to swap out the solenoid. Once I swapped out the solenoid, it immediately started up easily, started right up, and that made me happy because I put a lot of money into this car already. I ended up hooking up the the lines for the transmission. This car has braided lines to a transmission cooler or whatever. It doesn't have a fan on it, so basically now it's just sitting right in front of the radiator, which I'll try to change later on. Try to figure out a better placing for it. Try to look up other guys on YouTube and try to, cause that's what I do sometimes. I watch YouTube videos and see who's doing what, and that's how I usually find out how to do things. But yeah, it took a few $100. I probably spent more on getting the car running than actually what I spent for the car, which was cool. Yeah, some of the parts that I got for the car end up paying for some of the stuff. I let a lot of stuff go. I'll probably plan on doing a lot more for it, but you gotta stay tuned for that. Yeah, you gotta stay tuned for that, man. But yeah, till next time, man. Stay tuned. Peace.